Hey everybody, Chris here. Yeah, got another great group of stuff to show you for my thrift finds. This is over the course of 3 different days. Show you the general group of stuff. So first on Monday, I went to a Savers and found this sticking out. Game called Outdoor Survival. Now, last video I was talking about 3M games and Avalon Hill games. This is one of those games. This is the Avalon Hill game. Now a lot of people kind of hate on this game, but it still holds a lot of value. I usually sell a copy for around $40 complete. Now this one's got a busted corner and it's missing a few pieces, but I find it often enough that I can easily complete it. I only paid $2.99. Interesting history of this game is that a lot of people, it comes with a grid map, and a lot of people used that for Dungeons and Dragons because the original one didn't come with a map, and people liked that visual aid. So next I headed off to a different Savers, and what do you know, Scrabble, even though first video I mentioned not really worth picking up. This is a Diamond Edition Scrabble. It's the newer deluxe version. Comes unfolding and comes on little wheels so you can spin. This game actually isn't complete. I'm missing one of the red tile racks, and I'm also missing a couple tiles. So I'm most likely just gonna sell the tiles off for this. But as you can see, they're not normal tiles. They're black with silver writing. These go for a little bit more than the normal ones. So this actually is not too bad of a pickup. $3.99. What I might do is I might sell the tiles off and then use those tiles I got before to pair with this, and then sell it off for probably about $20-30 bucks, somewhere around there. Oh, I made a mess. So yeah, and then last I went to a Goodwill and I found a Sega Master System with 2 controllers, both cords, and the gun. It was marked at $30, which is a little high, but I had a discount card. I think I paid around $28 for it. I bought mine at a used gaming store a couple years back for $50 because I never thought I'd find one, and that was a few years ago. So it was a decent investment at the time. I found a Sega Master System 2 actually a while back. That's the more valuable of the two. It has a dome and dome protecting the cartridge container. It's gray. It's smaller. I think those are going for about $120 now. I'm probably gonna get about $75 for that with all the stuff. So not too bad of an investment. Now the next day I was bored. I didn't plan on going thrifting, but I got a little stir crazy, so I took off. I went to a couple stores, and first thing I saw was a bunch of Atari games, and I usually avoid them, but I saw this. I saw Pitfall II, and I didn't know they made a Pitfall II, so I decided to grab that for $2.99. It's probably one of the few uncommon Atari games out there. Probably gonna get about 10 to 12 bucks for this. Super clean on the inside, and I can't really tell, but most other Atari 2600 games aren't really worth picking up. There are a few rare ones, but overall, you usually just find the same PacMans and Space Invader games, which aren't worth much. So next, I got one of these Namco TV games, Joysticks, the plug and play. Oddly enough, these are kind of worth picking up. I paid took the sticker off, but I paid $6.99, which is a little high. But when I first plugged it in, it was kind of wonky. But I just took out the batteries and replaced it, and it works great. Probably gonna get around 25 bucks for that. And then right next to that, at the same Savers, was Miss PacMan one, also Namco. Also, I believe these are made by Jax. Paid $6.99 as well. The inside was like a little bit of battery leak, but I cleaned it out, put new batteries in. It works great. This one's a little more valuable, about worth about $30, maybe $35 if I wait a little bit. And then last, I went to a Salvation Army, and they didn't really have anything going on. Same sports games as they usually have, but I went over the CDs. I was poking around, and I saw a loose CD, and I pulled it out, and it was Final Fantasy VII for PC. And I thought, oh great, they're gonna tease me. I'm gonna find one, but I ended up finding 4 discs for Final Fantasy VII. I'm hoping this is the 4-disc version. I know there's a 5-disc version because I owned the 5-disc version, but yeah. Didn't come in these cases. I put these cases on. You can't see through there, but they're pretty scratched up. I'm hoping for the best. I'm thinking some of them won't work, but as a set, I could probably sell it for around 30 bucks without the case, and individually, I could probably still get $5 each for each disc that works. For people who have evidently scratched up their CDs as well. The PlayStation 1 version goes for around $25, $30 right now. For the greatest hits, I think the Black Label, it's around $35, maybe $40. I've sold a couple PC versions before, around the $50 to $80 range, but I think it's definitely come down since then. So now we'll go to today. I made a pretty long run. Spent the day searching for stuff, and had a decent finds, but nothing too great today as far as volume goes. I guess I'll just get right into it. Not sure what part of the day it was, but I found another one of these Miss PacMan plug and play games. $4.99 Savers. This one is actually a little bit different looking. Currently doesn't turn on. I haven't tested it yet. Thinking the inside, the batteries might be a little gross, but decided even if it didn't turn on, I'd take the chance, because like I said before, they're going for around $30, $35 right now. Then I went to another Savers. So today I went backwards the route I usually go, because I decided maybe if I show up to the stores I show up late to, early, maybe they'll have something that they don't usually have, that I usually show up too late to grab. I did end up having to skip a few Salvation Armies because they close earlier, but I think it was a decent experiment. I'll probably stick to the regular route I do, but first off, I found Blood Omen Legacy of Kain for PC for $4.99 in shrink wrap. This was actually the first PlayStation 1 game I ever had as a 8-year-old. I never got too far, so I don't think it was. I don't think all the vampire stuff really got to me, but yeah. So this game, I guess, was originally selling for $14.99 at Comp USA. I think in shrink it's going for about $50 to $60 right now, and that might just be the jewel case with shrink wrap. I haven't really looked too far into in-box, but it looks great. It looks like somebody bought it, put it on a shelf, and just forgot about it until 15 years later when the wife was saying we got to get rid of some stuff. Yeah, so that looks great. And then I took a chance on this. It's a Yashica MG-1. I believe it's a 9mm camera, or 45mm. I'm not really sure. Made in Japan. I looked into it. On Amazon, it's going for about $180. That's probably ridiculous. That's probably been up there forever. eBay looks like it was going for anywhere from $20 to $60. So for $5.99, decided to take a gamble. I haven't figured out how to open the back yet, but I assume it has to do with either one of these things down here, or perhaps one of these switches. I'll figure it out. I decided, why not take a chance from my usual Polaroid and Argus cameras. Let's see. And then next on to a different Savers. Got a Polaroid Autofocus 660, also known as a Sun 660, I believe. So I decided to actually show you guys what it sounds like when it's working. So if you're ever in a store and it has one of these packages, this is what a film pack looks like. It this one actually doesn't have film in it, but this is what an empty one looks like. So you just shove it in, and you're gonna hear this noise. That's gonna tell you that it's working. You definitely still want to see if you can get the flash to work. But on this one, on this model exactly, you find out, see that little red light. When that little red light turns green after you hold this down, but not all the way. When that turns green, that lets you know that it's fully charged and ready to test the flash. This pack is actually kind of low on battery, so it could take forever for that to turn green, so I'm not going to subject you guys to that. What did I pay? Paid $5.99. I actually have a few of these that have been sitting around for a while. I think I might try selling 2 at once. But once again, those cameras go for around $25, $30. I think right now it's a little softer than that, but that's definitely the amount of money you could get for it. So then I went to a Salvation Army I've never been to before, because I went to a Savers I've never been to before. I guess I'll show you what I got at the Savers. This is just a Folio Boggle, unopened. It's like new in the box. Only paid $2.99. I've had one of these before. It was actually kind of dirty because of that open bit in the box that they have. I sold that for about $30. I'm thinking about the same on this. If you look at the price, the $14.99. Yeah, this is a decent pickup. So this looks like it does on there. It looks like one of those poker chip kind of holder things. The one you really want to look out for is Yahtzee. The Yahtzee one you can get anywhere from from 30 to 50 open, and a new one probably around 80. I'm not really sure why the Yahtzee one is so popular, but I don't know. People will pay a lot of money for it. So yeah, Boggle, not too bad. And then yeah, the Salvation Army I went to. I found one of the older Polaroid. This is a Polaroid 100 series. This is the Polaroid 104. The Polaroid 100 is the one a lot of people associate with this series, which makes sense. And I've sold a lot of these in the past. So yeah, it's one of those cameras that unfolds, has the bellows. It came with a flash that's detachable. Now, one of the things when you buy these that you want to check for is these ones, the battery. You had to buy a separate battery, and in here, as you can see, this kind of blue stuff. This is what you want to look out for. You don't really want to buy one that has this for if you want to use it. Now, most people use these as decorator pieces for like a mantle or a desk or whatever. They go for about $50, $60, $70 depending on condition. This one actually has some unused film in it. I'm not too worried about exposing it because it's so old that I can almost guarantee it's no good, and I can guarantee that that battery compartment probably doesn't work and probably needs to be repaired. So yeah, with the battery compartment like that, I can probably still get about $50 for it. I only paid $5.99. Came with this flash without a light bulb. Kind of dirty. Not really sure if that will even work because this doesn't look too great. But like I said, a lot of people don't even use these because they don't really make film anymore. And they haven't for quite a while. But still a decent pickup. $5.99. It's cheap enough that I'm not too worried about making money anytime soon. But yeah, same Salvation Army. Found this in the bunch of CDs. It's Crash Bash for PS1. I think last time I showed you Crash Team Racing. I guess I'm just gonna keep finding Crash Bandicoot games, which is fine by me. You can probably see a little bit there that it's got some scratching going on. Probably looks worse in the video than it actually is. If it doesn't work, I'll buff it out. If it doesn't work, then probably just toss it. It was only $1.99. Goes for about $10 to $12 right now. A few years back, I had one that sat forever. I think I only ended up getting $7 for it eventually, but I think it's gone up in popularity recently. It's very similar to Mario Party. It's basically Sony's answer to Mario Party, or I guess I'm not sure if this one was published by Universal Games or by Sony. They kind of traded off, if I remember correctly, publishing these games. And then let's go over to here. I actually stopped at a random game store I'd never been to before, out in an area I never usually go to. I paid $10. It's called Skull Monkeys. It was I believe this is one of the games that might have been done by DreamWorks. I might be confusing that with another game. Oh, yep, there it is, DreamWorks. A little bit of scratching. Looks good though. Looks like it'll definitely play. I got a complete copy of this a few years ago for $5. Sold it for $50. I think just the CD alone goes for $30, $35. Yeah, I was pretty happy to find that. I mean, $10 is a little bit more than I'd like to pay for a game without a manual or a proper case. But I think definitely a good find. I'll definitely get around $30 for this. It's definitely one of those like rare games that I don't think many people remember, but is very collectible. And I went to another Salvation Army, and this might look familiar. Dance Dance Revolution Hottest Party 3. Paid $5 this time. Comes complete, manual and discs. This disc looks just as good as the last one. I already sold the last one for $16, so yeah, I wasn't lying when I said these weird kind of random Wii games are actually still worth a okay amount of money. Alright, and this was the last find. I ended up going to 3 stores after this. That kind of struck out at all 3 stores, but I think I'd mentioned this last week when I was going over Blockist Junior. Is Outburst Junior. Paid $3.99. Yeah, this is it's all complete. It all looks great inside. I can get about $30 for this. Now the older version of Outburst Junior, you're not gonna make any money off of. So if you're looking for them, make sure you get the Mattel one. I think the older one might be Parker Brothers. I can't quite remember. But yeah, if you're gonna get Outburst Junior, make sure it's this bright orange, weird purple, green cover. If it's the old 80s looking one, you just bought yourself a copy of Outburst Junior, I guess. A play copy. And then last copy of Aggrevation. I think this is one of the newest versions of this game. This is in shrink wrap. The only reason I would pick this up, $4.99 at the same exact Savers I got Outburst Junior. I think I might have actually gotten one of these. I think I might have gotten the PacMan thing there as well. Yeah, it looks good. I believe this right now in shrink is going for $30 to $35. I'm not positive, but I think it's out of print right now. I don't think you can buy new copies of Aggrevation in store. And if you did, I assume the Parker Brothers logo would be really small. It would say Hasbro over here as well. It would give you the age thing. It would have that whole new Hasbro setup that kind of unifies their like Milton Bradley, Parker Brothers brands together. Yeah, so not too bad of a week. Those are the finds. Not too bad. Mostly pumped about the Legacy of Kain. If you look in the descriptions of each of the videos that I've done, you can see what I've sold things for recently. And I'll likely be trying to add annotations to keep people updated on the real self values of these things. Like I said, I tend to sell things for the prices I mention, but sometimes it's a little bit less, sometimes it's a little bit more. But yeah, so thanks for watching. Do the subscribe thing, do the like thing. More videos to come. It'll probably won't be for another week this time. I know I've been doing them a little bit more often than I mentioned, but I figured if I have this stuff, why not do them? So thanks a lot, and everyone have a great night, great afternoon, great morning.